Let's get a little spooky. Woo! Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about board games and board gamey things. I am back again today with another pumped up Kickstarter. And today's pumped up Kickstarter is on Chronicles of Crime Cryptid cases from Lucky Duck Games, who very kindly sponsored today's video. Now, for anybody that has not heard of Chronicles of Crime before, where have you been? It was one of our intro games into the hobby. It was a gateway game for us, and I feel like that is true of many people. Now, Lucky Duck Games has a Kickstarter running right now with 3 new Chronicles of Crime set, and they're calling it Chronicles of Crime Beyond Doubt. Now, the 3 that are going to be part of this Kickstarter will include Cryptid Cases, which is what we're going to be looking at today. Also, it will have Courtroom Justice, as well as Eldritch Secrets. So I'm going to make sure to have the link and everything that you need to know in the description below, so that if you're interested in getting your hands on some more Chronicles of Crime, or if you want to start here, well, you can do that. You just click the link below. Few things to note. Number 1, I have been playing a prototype version of this game, so I have played through a scenario that was given to me in an app. And another thing, this is an app-based game, so you will need access to a phone, a tablet, etc. in order to play along. Without further ado, I say we dive in. Let's do it. All right, my friends, let's talk about Chronicles of Crime Cryptid Cases. Now, let's take a look at the board or the table to start. I have set up a game as if I've already been playing a little while. I've put out some cards to give you some examples. I do want to recommend, if you would like to see a full playthrough of Cryptid Cases, please head over to our friends over at the Brothers Murph, Nick and Mike. They've done a playthrough, super fun, definitely recommend. So before we dive in here, I say we just do a little overview of kind of what is Chronicles of Crime to start. So Chronicles of Crime is an app-based game where you may have guessed it, solving crime. So how the game typically starts is you're talking to your boss, and in this game, it's this lady right here, or at least in the scenario that I've played. They're going to be giving you some information about the case that you're going to be working on, and then the app is actually going to walk you through everything that you need to know and everything that you kind of need to do. It's not going to tell you how to solve the puzzle, but it's going to kind of walk you through and point you in the direction of different people, different places, different items, etc. And how you're going to interact with that is and I will give you I'll do a mini gameplay example throughout the preview. So just hang on for that. But basically you're going to take your phone. It's going to give you a clue of a person or something. Let's say it's this number 2 person, and let's say they're in the graveyard. All of the people, the places, the items all have QR codes on them. You're going to use your phone, and within the app, you are going to scan a QR code to do a bunch of different things. Maybe you want to get a little bit more information on it. Some of the locations you scan, and you can actually turn your phone into basically a virtual reality where you are doing this, looking around the room, trying to gather different clues. When you get clues, you're going to put them on this board here. And when you're like, oh, this clue really doesn't mean anything, or this clue's super important, you can always move them down into the super important area. Not everything you see is going to mean something or be helpful for that particular case, okay? So you can scan the locations. For the people, you can actually scan them, and then they're going to tell you some stuff. And what's really neat is you can actually scan a person. So let's say I wanted to talk to this person here, and I feel like they might have some information about this person. So I would scan them, and then what I would do after is I would scan the other person, or maybe I would scan one of my clues, or maybe I would scan a location. something like that. And then they're going to talk to me about that thing. Sometimes they might not know anything, and sometimes they might know something. But that's how the game works. You're going to continue doing that, going to different locations, talking to different people, uncovering different clues and items until you feel confident enough to solve the case, in which case you can say, hey, I'm ready to solve. I'm done talking to these people. I'm done looking around. I would like to solve the case now. You do that and it's going to tell you whether or not you are right. That is like generally how Chronicles of Crime works. Now, in this particular set, we are dealing with the supernatural. All right, we've got some cryptids about walking around like they own the place, which honestly, they have a tendency to do. And so these cryptids might end up and probably will end up showing up in your case. Something is happening. It's not natural. It's not people. It's some scary things. Like as an example, we have Bigfoot right here. All right. So that's kind of a big thing with this case. We've got different characters, and we also have a neutralizer protocol. One thing I think I forgot to mention is as you are kind of progressing through the day, solving cases, like the more things that you're doing and more people you're talking to and the more things you're looking at, it's going to add time, and the longer it takes you to solve, the worse it is. You want to solve, quickly. You want to be a good detective. You don't need that many clues. You're very good. So let's actually just take a little look at the app, and I'm going to show you a few different things that you may encounter in cryptid cases. Once again, if you're spoiler adverse, look away now. And hopefully Rodney and Jeff keep texting. There it goes again. So hopefully that doesn't pop up too much. But here is the app, and I have the iOS version. If you have an Android, that's great. Now, what I'm using currently is Test Flight. So if you already have the Chronicles of Crime app, you're not actually going to have access to this yet. This is just for demo purposes, okay? But you can download it on the App Store, Google Play, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to hit Cryptid. The case that I have been given for my demo is Jenny's case, or the Jenny's case. Actually, I'm going to move this stuff. Let's just set it up as if we are doing an actual mini play. I feel like this is just the best way for me to explain the game. Here we are. Day one, we're at the Mistwood Motel. After endless hours of flying, riding trains, and driving on roads that are not worthy of the name, you finally reach the small Mistywood Motel not far from Tahoe National Forest in California. Just another dingy motel to add to the long list of places your investigations have forced you to sleep in. It must be said that your FBI division is the one with the fewest agents, which means you have to travel all the more. Your director, Miss Penelope, and it's going to give us a number. So Miss Penelope is number 1. She the boss. Okay, this is her here. So we're just going to put her right down here. Mrs. Penelope Asadairhan, said that wrong for sure, was supposed to send you the details of the case. The easiest thing to do is probably to call her to discuss the latest development and complain about the bedding. Okay, so now you're going to see a few things on this screen. The first is solve the case. Slow your roll. Okay, we're not ready to do that. But the second is a little camera. So how that's going to work is we're actually going to hover over, and you actually can't see, so let's move her here. We're going to hover over and we're just going to touch and hold. This is how we talk to people. You're already there. Perfect. So this is going to go through 14 different things. I'm just going to jump ahead until we maybe find something. It's talking about the neutralizer. So the neutralizer is a piece of this particular game where you can choose a weakener to neutralize, that you can neutralize the target, basically is what it's saying. So we're going to be doing that. Now here it's talking about Dr. Jonathan Smith, number 9. Okay, so we've got Dr. Jonathan Smith. We can just pop him down here. Then it's going to talk about another person here. And once again, I'm not going to go through a lot of this because if you're interested in watching the playthrough, I recommend you go and watch Nick and Mike. But as it's talking about people, we can put them down here because we don't really know where they're going to go. Okay, then it's talking about an item, number 1. So we're going to put that up here. And then, oops, you missed it. I was going too fast. It talks about a location. So it's going to give you the pinpoint location with the letter, and then we're going to place that right up there. So it's saying here, I forgot to mention, you're finding the doctor actually here at this location. All right, so now it says you found a clue. So we have special item number 1. We're going to put that right up here. Now we can ask our boss about other things, or we could say goodbye. I don't want to talk to you anymore. We're just going to do that. We're going to say goodbye. So when you're done talking to someone, you say goodbye because it's a polite thing to do. Now we've got free reign. We can scan anything that's currently available, but what we might want to do is go to this location. Then it's going to give us some information about the actual location. Okay, and I'm just going to get to a point. There are Dr. Smith, number 9, and Mr. Jabreth, number 29, the sheriff, okay? All right. Now, we're introduced to a couple of other characters. So right now we have the analyzer here, which is Jesse DeLuca, and we have Christian Jefferson. So it's introducing these agents, essentially, who are working with you on the case. So we can talk to them. We can do all of these different things. All right. I just kind of want to show you how it works to talk to different people. So here we'll scan the good doctor, and he's going to tell us some information. We're talking back and forth. But once we get through that, now we can ask him about different things. So we can ask him about the girl, the body that we're looking for, and then he could potentially give us some more information, which may lead us to different locations with different people. And so now we have more things that we can ask him. That is essentially, oh, one thing I did want to show you actually as well is how we actually look around a room. So I'm just going to zip, 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 zip. Okay, goodbye. I would like to go here. Just want to show you what it's like to look around a room. All right, so up at the top, you'll see it says search the scene. If we click this, now some people might have the VR goggles, some people might not, we do not. So this is what we're gonna do. It's gonna have a countdown, and this is only gonna give us a certain amount of time. I just wanna see if I want you to be able to see. All right, there we go. So you can move around the room, and that will trigger kind of like how you can see, or you can use your finger to move around the room. This is what we're like looking for in terms of different clues. So as an example here, I see some candles. Like, is that a thing that I know it's in here. Okay, before I do that, but I'm seeing something, so I'm going to put something out. It will say, do you want to give the mobile device to another player? I'm just going to say yes, so that we can continue on with that. Oh, maybe there isn't candles. I thought there was. So there's definitely keys. So maybe that's something that we can find. I know the keys. So keys and locks. So we could put these things out even if we don't know whether or not they matter for the actual scenario that we are playing. But anyways, that's how you kind of look around and you think you could find some clues. You can look 360 all the way around, up and down. But that's how you actually search a scene. So that is how the game is going to play. Now, like I mentioned, in this one in particular, we do have different cryptids that can come up. So we have Bigfoot, we have the witch, we have a spirit of the wood, we have the devil of, we also have the swamp monster, which would be this one here. So we've got lots of different cryptids that could be doing very nefarious things out and about. But in order for me not to spoil any more of this potential scenario, if you wanted to watch the playthrough, etc., I'm not going to tell you who's responsible for this crime, the crime of this girl here. That is how the game works. If you have played Chronicles of Crime before, you are going to be very familiar with this. They all kind of function in a similar way, but they have different themes, different scenarios, different characters and items. There's lots of different things to explore within the whole universe of Chronicles of Crime. If you're looking for one to add to your collection that gives a little bit more of a spooky vibe, which would be excellent for Halloween, not that regular murder is not spooky and not creepy, but it's a little bit worse if you get murdered by the witch. You know, I'm just saying. Anyways, your question might be, who is this game for? This game is definitely for fans of Chronicles of Crime. It is great for solo play. It's great for couples. It's great for like a larger, not a massive group, but like if you've got a few friends over, you want to solve some crime. If you're a fan of true crime and cryptid stories, if you love the supernatural, this could be a good one for you. Like I mentioned with the other ones that are in this Kickstarter, we have Eldritch Secrets, so if you're into the Lovecraftian vibe, that could be a great one for you. We have Courthouse Justice, so if you're into a little law drama, that could be a good one for you. But really, this is for fans of deduction. If you like solving puzzles, if you like kind of that interactive feeling that you're actually in the game, because it's like you're talking to different people and you're solving these clues and you're putting things together, whether you want to do that solo or not. I played it solo last night and I think it plays great solo. So that is who this game is for. Now, if you are interested in Chronicles of Crime Cryptic Cases and the other one, so Chronicles of Crime Beyond Doubt, then definitely make sure that you jump into the description and click the link to the Kickstarter and back it today. And my friends, that is everything that I have for you today for Chronicles of Crime Cryptid Cases. Like I said before, definitely go and watch Nick and Mike's playthrough. I'll have the Kickstarter linked, and on the Kickstarter page, there's going to be lots of other content. I've seen lots of people covering the new games, so definitely, like always, watch as much as you can, read what you want, read what you want, figure out whether or not this is a good fit for you. But that is everything that I have for you today. Now, if you're interested in buying board games, like any of the games from Lucky Duck Games, including any of the other games from the Chronicles of Crime series, you should first start by checking out your friendly local gaming store, and for us, it's a Boardroom Game Cafe. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. And now I say goodbye. Bye.